a little bit, it still means she's not using herself. So we just start there where you get the walk and then transitions into whatever it is that we know. Initially, I think we should still aim for the trot and then the canter, okay? And he's underway. And now ride like it's just normal. Yeah, I think I probably need a coffee. But I need them to put the whole milk in because I have none here.
Coffee, whole milk.
Yes, please. Okay. Yep. And
Coffee, whole milk.
yeah, I can probably do a donut. I probably shouldn't, but you get a couple of donuts maybe.
A donut?
Yeah, just like. Oh no, we have that on tape that I would like a donut. Oh my God.
Shall I start over?
No, it's okay. We can have it. The one time Ilse said she would like a donut. Okay, so you're just ignore the just ignore the camera and just start your riding, yeah? Okay. So yesterday also we commented, just keep riding, Julie. Just tell him to keep cantering in that moment so it means nothing, yeah? And take the panic look off your face. That's right. So yesterday I felt really when you picked her up that you had the hind legs and the front legs very equal, yeah? So what you would like to do, and this is for benefit of the camera, is take very long steps behind, and then the only way she can manage herself is to go croup high, yeah? So when she takes really equal steps, hind legs and front legs, this is really good. Then you know, you almost know just from that place that you actually have her uphill, yeah? So I would now already test exactly the halts, yep, and how much, yep. And you can make that aid to fix her much smaller. It doesn't have to be quite such a big tap, yeah? And then get a little brave with the reins. I can go a little bit, hands can go a little bit more up her neck. Yeah, good, good. And then you make another transition to halt. If it takes a lot of rein the first time, that's fine, but just know that. Good, don't smack her, yep. So it's the left hind and she's dropping it, very good. Good, good, good. And you're allowed to tell her she's good when she's good, that's perfect, yeah? So now know a little bit, could you make the crest flip if you wanted to in the halt? Because when she ducks behind the bit, it's almost the same resistance, you know? Good. So just keep your hands pressing forwards. So right there, you will see that you're wanting to do this a lot. Yeah, so that's quite different, look at me, to this. Yeah, it's the pushing to the contact, not the pulling back. There, good. And then remember to test things, yeah? So already make a halt. There, good. And left hind a little bit today, yeah? Perfect. Good. It doesn't matter that she overcorrected, she corrected it. And then you walk on again. You grow tall, you pick her belly up. And you make sure that your right fingers can squeeze towards the bit, and if necessary, your right leg touches her. You make a little bit leg yield. You just keep growing tall, pulling your shoulder blades together. Yep, good, good. And the feeling, even at the beginning, two things that you're looking for. A, that she's quiet in the bridle, which she is, and B, yes, super, that you feel you could push the neck out. So that, yeah, don't let her run. So you want that neck. Shorten your left rein a little bit with your hand pushing up, and the feeling that from where your hands are, you could push the nose forwards. And shorten your right rein a little bit. And again, don't be so careful about it, yeah? And now tell me, when you're asking to go sideways, what's she also doing? Really running forwards, right? So close your knee. Say, honey, this is a sideways aid. That's the one. And this has to be done in measured footfalls. Good, good. Now find the elasticity in your arms again. Or start with your fingers. You can touch the bit and you can feel that it can change the feeling on the bit. So you feel like you're literally carrying the bit in your hands and placing it in her mouth. And it sounds like a silly thing, but you really can feel it. Push that left elbow forwards and use your left leg. Yep, that's right. I'd prefer to see you give that rein away and then hold her with your seat and your shoulder blades. And hold. Good. And now stand with your calves cuddling her and your stomach below your belt, feeling like it could push her nose forwards. Yeah, good. So you have to channel that muscle that's right below your belt buckle. And you feel like almost you push your seat to the back of the saddle or the back of your seat. So you make your seat like a triangle, very base wide. Yeah, good. Good. Press the left rein just a little bit to the neck again. Okay, so you're going to leg yield again, but already know, tell her, honey, it's a sideways aid. There is no running. There is no getting quick. Sometimes we want her to get quick, but right now we don't. She has to go step, step. Good, now straighten, half hold, and then leg yield back. Yep, half hold, means much more weighting. And again, don't be afraid to make a mess, yeah? That's right, yes. Tickle her with your heel without her running forwards. That's your aid basically to bring her back up. That you can touch her with your heels and she doesn't run forwards, and that will bring her back up. Good. Straighten. Half hold on the outside rein, outside knee, outside hip. There. And stay there. Let the left rein be loose and stay there with a steady right rein until she goes, okay, I'm steady. And then you could pick the left rein up basically on your thumb and first finger. And she wouldn't go, oh good, there's my left rein, let me put all my weight into it. Yes, good. Good, Leslie. Okay, so we could keep going, but I think you need to go on and do something and then come back to this. It might be here, you could canter. Yep, don't, nope, she ran out. Yep, good. And then just settle, settle. Yep, I would have stayed there a little bit longer because she never really was still. And keep pressing, yep, that's okay. So you're already planning your down transition to do that again. Sit on your right hip, get your left leg forwards. Good. So she has, and there's, even though it's the first transition, there are certain things that you are non-negotiable about. She cannot hit the bridle. End of story. She cannot change the tempo of her walk before she goes into canter. Those two things, non-negotiable. Now right now, you'll see that her nose is waggling. Keep the right rein down. Keep the right hand down. That's the one. Let your seat be relaxed. Touch her a little bit with your left leg. So pick up your left side. Yeah, good. Now you can lift her into canter. It would be now. That's okay. Walk. Tap her with the whip. Sit tall, shoulder blades together. Yep, super. Stay like that. Stay there, stay there, stay there. Just keep going like that. This is where you go serendipitously a little bit, yeah? So now you've got her hind legs for a moment. Hold her, yes, give the rein slightly. Yes, and just stay there for a moment. So she's not using her back yet. She's got her hind legs under. In the moment when you feel you can, you either start posting, or you make a small circle, make some leg yielding, or you walk and make canter. They would be your three options from where I'm sitting. Because the hind legs are under, the neck and the shoulders are good, she's just not connected. Okay, so now you're going to let her canter on a circle. And think again, even from the beginning. Haunches go in, you sit down on the right hip. Yeah, good. And then let your upper body become a little bit alive again. It wants to be like, I'm on video, we're going to be so very perfect. Wriggle your shoulder blades. Ah, that's right. Good. Let your outside hip drop down. Make sure your inside leg is nice and snuggly on the girth. And you're, yeah, good. And circle, 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 circle. You have tons of room. Sit on the right hip, sit on the right hip. Pick her up from your left leg. So that feeling that your left leg brings her back up underneath your left seat. And you squeeze the right fingers without pulling back. So the canter is a perfect place to be able to practice that. Where within the fist, you can squeeze the fingers. And you know you can make a difference on the bit. Now, you also need to know, you test a little bit the things that I find when I get on her. One, that she uses the reins to stop her from running forward. So you have to know that you can sit there, and you don't have to throw the reins at her, but you know that the rein is really independent of the tempo, and I think it is right now. Good. That Right now, tell me, what do you feel? Do another circle. Tell me what you're feeling on that circle. Okay, so she's more even in the reins. Her shoulders look great. For me, she's still a little bit up on the right hip and needs to reach a little bit more with the left leg. So think haunches in, but the neck looks fabulous, yeah? So circle and really sit on the right hip and tell her haunches to come in. It's going to make you have to pick her up on the left leg, and she's not allowed to run forwards. More haunches in, and there. And now it doesn't matter that her neck starts waving around. Stay in it again. Haunches in again on the circle. Super there. Good. And on your circle, use your left leg and say, honey, pick yourself up again. Hands staying, yeah, super with the reins. And then as you go large, nothing changes, okay? You can feel, she was like, oh, we're going on a straight line, we're gonna gallop. So let's make another circle, or low core, find below your belt, where it just presses and holds. Find where your seat gets very base wide, where it really is in the back of the saddle almost. Good, and you stay sitting down on your right side, super. Now, as you go out of your circle, imagine again that your heels are gonna pick her stomach up, and she dances up underneath you like little pliés. So she doesn't go. Yep, good. Hands coming down. Hands coming down. Yep, just stay there. You're right, just stay there. Don't worry that her neck is moving. You have to find your low core. Pull your shoulder blades together so your seat is independent from your shoulders. Grow tall. Good, stay there. And now use your upper calf. It's really right below your knee, just to help pick her up there. That you know you have this contact. She doesn't run forwards. Ah, super. Say another circle. That's your canter right there. Yes? Would you agree? Yes. So stay there. Really establish it for a moment or two. Good. So now you sit tall. She makes a mistake. That's okay. She can't put you into it. So you lifted your right hip and your right shoulder and started wrestling with your right rein. Drop them down. Pull your shoulder blade. It's fine. Make her wait. Use your knee. Use your upper calf. Touch her with your heels. Hands down. Yep. Think small. Say, honey, your back comes up. You cannot run forwards. If she pulls down on the bridle, then you make a transition. If you feel her head knocking down, good. Good, good, good. Smallest correct. Yeah, so that one she stepped back. I wouldn't have, don't change it now. She needed the right hind to come forward. So that's no surprise, given the trot you had. The neck is the best you've done in a halt. So when you walk on, she's spread out behind. So you're going to have to really be a little bit careful. Make the first step very small. Yep, good, good. And now let your shoulder blades come together again. Let your hands come down a little bit. And again, find the place where you can squeeze in your fingers. Ah, good, good. Very good. So from this, take your time. I want to see canter like you're on a feather. It has to happen when the outside hind leg is coming forwards, which is now, yep, now, now, now. Right rein. So it's the same feeling as for the changes. She's not allowed to lurch forward. So pick her up from your left leg. If you're not sure it's going to happen, test. Touch her with your left leg. What happens? Does she barge into the bridle and try to hollow? The answer is yes. Ah, good. Touch her with your outside leg. Does she push up to the contact, or does she just push her haunches in? Super in the walk. Okay, so I think you can live with that, okay? I can live with that. I personally think, yeah, you could do it better, but I can live with it. Good, good, super job. Now just let your right hip swing. Know that you could push her a little bit off the right leg into your left leg. So this was the tricky change. You're welcome to try one, or just keep the pole up, or just make a simple transition. Yep, okay, so now she's bouncing off the left rein. Get your left hand down, there you go. Squeeze, that's fine, make her wait, wait, wait. Put your stomach forwards, put your thighs on, and tell her that is never okay. That's right, stay there. If she ends, yep, so keep going. She's still barging forwards. There you gave it. You could tell from behind because she went really wide behind when she was still trying to pull. Yes, good, stay sitting trot. Pull your shoulder blades together. Press your knee forwards into your thigh, hands down. And now just again, feel again that your heels are going to pick her stomach up. Pull your shoulder blades together, push your low core forwards, or engage your low core and give the rein slightly. Keep asking with your heel for her back to come up under you so you have something to sit on, because she's giving you a nice trot, but you don't look like you have anywhere to sit. Give the rein a little bit. We'll have to give you a break in a second too. It is 90% humidity after all. Super, super. Relax your shoulder blades. Almost feel like what would happen if you dropped your reins, because they're making you tighten the shoulders and you're trying too hard. If you drop the reins and she speeds away, that's why. Does that make sense? Ah, good. Now you're sitting. Now you're sitting. Touch her again with your heel. Hold her on your knee and your upper calf. Touch her on your heel and say, honey, your back comes up. And then as your back comes up, guess what? I can press my reins a little bit forwards, like you've got your reins on sticks, and your nose can go out. Ah, good. Now you start to look like you have somewhere to sit. Yeah, good. Good. And her back starts to swing and move. Okay, so when you're ready, you give yourself a break. It's a good ride to have videoed because there's lots of good stuff going on, and you're actually riding a little bit stiffer than you do usually, which is kind of good because I get to correct you because you're trying too hard. You're trying to be too perfect. We need to put you on a reality show so you ignore the cameras eventually. No, thank you. Okay. All right, so what are your comments so far? Yeah. Yeah, it's exactly right. Yeah, her shoulders are going to reflect your shoulders. So what did you just do on that sitting trot? How did you get your shoulders to let go? Why, thank you. Yeah, you have to let them go. Yep, yep. Once you really find that place where you use, and with her, it's truly below the belt. It's truly this band of muscle below the belt. When you let yourself use that, and just use your upper calf and your knee, and it's not necessarily gripping. Sometimes it's pushing forwards into the thigh roll, and you find the balance there, then you can kind of just shrug your shoulders and literally let it go. If you feel that your reins are in any way being used for her balance, then they're going to be used for then your shoulders are going to be involved. So before she's really done, you're going to canter, and we're going to do the good change. The canter was fantastic here, yeah? When you came on the counter canter. And I think anytime you find that canter and you feel this walk is good, don't let her run, use your knee and your upper calf. And you feel you're in a good place, and that's part of what you have to develop too, is that you know where you are in the arena when you plan to do something, yeah? So if you're in that canter and you go, you know what, I could try a change from this, make sure you're in a place that you're not going to be turning, you're not going to be running into a wall. But also, once you make that commitment, don't take a whole long side to make it happen, yeah? Because the worst thing you can do is over-prepare. Okay, so think about your left fingers. Hold the reins and the whip with your first finger and your thumb for a second, and open and close very slowly your fingers in your fist until you feel like they start to be a little bit alive, so they're not just in a block that's held there. There you go. Good. Sometimes that's all it takes, just making one part of your body let go, and the rest follows. Okay, so I think you should go into trot on the short side, and then I want to see them back to walk, and then a walk canter transition. But I want to see you lift her stomach. So into trot, where you feel like your range, and this for me, yeah, beautiful in the neck, don't let it get shorter, super. This for me is where you discover if you have your horse or not. When you do this trot transition, so right now, can you press the reins a little bit forwards, engage your core below the belt, and really use your upper calf, or maybe it's your thigh and your inner groin, you know, somewhere there is, there. It's going to pick her pole up, and now I think you could push her nose forwards if you wanted. Don't worry that the trot is not the most big, exciting trot in the world. It looks like you have somewhere to sit. Your body is beautiful, and your hands are so still. Don't let them start to sneak back into your body. Keep them pressing out. Find that coordination of aids again, the low core, and then somewhere in your legs. Sometimes it's your inner groin, sometimes it's the upper calf, sometimes it's the knee, where you can stabilize your leg, then you can touch her with the heel and you feel you can push her nose out and up to the pole. Super, out, it's too short. Don't panic, it's just too short. So now think to yourself, pull my shoulder blades together, pick her stomach up so I can push it out and not just down. There, good, good. Good, that's the first time you've made the neck too short, and I don't know that it was you that did it, yeah? Good, push her off your left leg for a second. Think a little bit, let's just see what happens if you make haunches in here. So touch her with your right calf, make the haunches come in. Really feel that that left hind lowers and the right hind swings. Super. What happened to the tempo? It got a little bit slower, yeah? So in your mind, you have to decide if you're okay with that. Okay, keep your right flexion. Super. Good, good, good. And then let the calves cuddle her. And you can let her swing a fraction forwards, and then before everything falls in a heap, watch your left hand again. Good. Before everything falls in a heap, you walk, rebalance the walk, and pick up the canter. And take your time. I mean, I don't want you to walk for a lap, but know that your transition is going to be feather light. Know that her stomach is going to pick up underneath you, so test it. And again, if you ask for the transition and she already hits the bridle, don't finish the transition. This looks super. Okay, so you can do better than that. And walk. Take your time, don't make a big mess of it, just there. So the canter was not bad. You got your timing wrong, yeah? And say it out loud when you, yes, exactly. Inside leg comes on, as you say now. Outside range squeezes as the outside leg goes back. So the hind legs, nope, that's okay. Just wait, yeah, don't stop. Just say, hey, not quite like that, honey. And one more time. So for me, she still is pushing forwards rather than lifting up. Imagine you're going to lift her with your seat. You're going to pull her back up into the sky. So she's going to do an uphill canter. That was okay. If you hadn't thrown away the reins, you would have got it. You have to trust that it can happen. Just quietly again. Just make your fingers alive. Hold her on your knee. Tell the shoulders they've got to wait. They can't go running on until you feel that hind leg lower and the back lift. Because that's what she's avoiding. Make her wait. Up. Take as long as it takes, Leslie. Because you can do this transition for a 10. I've seen it many times. It would be now, now, now. No, exactly. So you, at least you felt it. The canter is good. You can feel that. Pick her up and make a transition to walk. Use your knee, use your thigh. Make a good transition to walk. Don't get into your shoulders here. Put your leg on and bounce it. Now, that's how the first stride has to feel. Could you give away the rein right here and she doesn't run away? Yep, exactly. That is how your first stride of canter has to feel. And it can, yeah? Yep, just again, a lack of timing. Okay, so don't think about it here. Let your shoulder blades come together, walk on. After the corner, literally just grow tall and brush her with your inside calf and close the outside rein. There. See, I think you're over-aiding her at this point. I don't know about always. Okay, so now you're just going to take as long as it takes or as short as it takes to make the canter where this canter's fantastic. How does it feel to you? Yeah, good. Really good. Make your stomach up just a little bit. So now you just keep testing, yeah? Make a circle up here and make a little bit haunches in. Sit on the left hip and haunches in. Yep, and right leg on and haunches in. And how small, yep, now that's the pulling down that we don't like. Exactly. So in that moment, you can also touch her on the croup. I'm happy she did that because then you get to deal with it, yeah? When she does that, if you're able to, without losing the canter, just touch her on the croup and say, hey, honey, that is not okay. That was better. Then you do so. So test it now. Sit tall. Use your low core. Yeah. Be careful. Make sure you actually get her on the croup. If you get it on the side, she'll do exactly that. Good. And walk. Low core. Pick her stomach up. Think Piaffe almost as you go into walk. Pole stays up. Good. Back to canter. Ah, good riding, Leslie. Make her wait. Yep. And take as long as it takes. Now remember, yep, do it again. If I can see her shoulders fly left from behind, then for sure she's not jumping straight. Left knee. Make her wait. Yep. She now has to figure out that you're really the alpha mare here. Good. Push the nose out. Remember, this transition has nothing to do with her neck. She shouldn't barge down. She shouldn't push into it. You should feel like I could chop the reins and she would lift herself beautifully through the shoulders. Yeah, just take your time. She's in a hurry. Make sure that you're loose. Make sure there's no part of you that's in a driving aid. Good for you. Yeah, super. So now you have your canter. Yeah? Super. So I would do this canter right now and set yourself up and do a change. Why, thank you very much. And don't mess around with it. Thank you. Move her off your left leg and just think that nobody's watching. Yeah, and sit on your right hip and right rein. It was perfect. Thing is, I knew it was going to be. Yeah? Super job. When you're ready, uphill, really good transition to walk now, as that outside hind leg hits the ground and the inside hind leg's coming under. Use your right rein, right knee, and let her have really a loose rein for a moment. For a moment, yep. Really good. We'll give her a good break. So I don't know if you want to stop videoing for a bit, Luke, or if you just keep it going. Yeah, okay. I think Eric just keeps it going, doesn't he, when we do our long breaks? Yeah. She needs a good break. So, but you could feel that canter, yeah?
I'm not doing that on the other day.
You had it once, and we'll go back to the left. And the change was fantastic. She a little bit anticipates running away. You a little bit anticipate staying out of her way. But you're really at the place now when things are going a little bit wrong, especially in the transitions. I think you can start to go, you know what, I can probably do less. Because when this Mare is on, my aids are super light. So when you pick her up again, we'll go to the other direction, and I want to find pirouette canter, okay? The left. Emmy, stop. But it is seriously humid, and give yourself a moment. She's done super with the heat. She doesn't seem to care at all. And you'll be really happy, I hope, with your hands in the sitting trot you did in that set. They were really quiet and the contact really was steady. So you're going to quietly, in your brain, think about picking her up, but already in your mind, be picturing the transition. When we do the video next week, we'll do more with the lateral work, okay? We're sort of going to be touching on it a little bit here as you go into the finding the pirouette canter, but that's more for the quality of the canter. When you can make this mare do a pirouette canter, then you know you really got her to sit. Now, what's happening with the walk? It's speeding up, yeah? Okay, so keep her neck there and just slow your seat down. Ah, that's right. So it doesn't have to have anything to do with your reins. You just, if she offers to walk fast, you just don't go with her. You say, you know what, honey, thanks for the effort, but I'm just going to keep walking in this tempo. Really good. Yep. And then make her hesitate again. So, keep pushing the reins forwards a little bit. It's not that you're giving them. I mean, it's not that you're throwing them away. They are super with your hands. Now, you need to know that if you touch her with your legs, if you snuggle your calves in there on her, that she doesn't run forwards, that she lifts. So that's what you're doing right now. And your seat grows tall. So remember, she can go forwards on her own steam, but she can only actually go forwards, take longer, quicker steps, if your seat follows her. Your legs can cuddle her and ask you to put your stomach up, and if your seat and your upper body says, in this tempo, even though, this is super with the neck here, even though she may argue for a moment or two, if your seat just keeps saying relentlessly, honey, this is my walk tempo, and I will keep asking you to pick your stomach up, she will do it. Yep, don't do it. So what did you change? Because you were contemplating a canter, weren't you? Okay, so it'll be really interesting when you look at the video. Your whole body does this. It goes, like it tightens and throws itself backwards. I don't want to see anything. I just want to see her magically cantering. Ah, okay. It didn't quite happen because he didn't believe you were that magical. But it would have. Yeah, and this time just have to keep a little bit more contact. And just touch her with your left leg as you lift your seat. Squeeze the right reins and just touch her and go. Now, now. Ah, beautiful. Good Leslie, not good girl. She's a good girl but you did it, yeah? You have to get to the place where you can trust that. Okay, so now your right arm's looking a little bit like a stick. So let's make it a little bit more elastic. Close your fingers, squeeze them. Super. And now just leave this canter alone for a moment. And tell me what you're feeling in it. Tell me what you want to change. Tell me what you can change. It's a little laboured. However, what are the good things about it? What's her neck doing? It's collected. Her neck is beautiful. She is sitting. She's struggling a little bit and she's hoping you're going to help her. So I'm loving that you're not helping her. She has to be able to do this without you helping her. And the less you help her, the better it's going to get. Yeah, super. So now yes, good. Now touch her lightly with your inside calf that you push her shoulders to the outside. Don't change your upper body. It doesn't get to throw itself backwards. That's right. And now that you've got her shoulders pushing into the right rein, now ask a little bit haunches left. Sit on the right hip, feel the left hind leg reach to the inside. Nothing about tempo change. And again, if she offers the wrong thing, at this stage you just sit there and go, yeah, when you've finished doing what you think I'm asking, listen to what I'm actually asking. So that's where you get there. Super, Leslie. Put your hands down quietly. Don't just throw them down. Squeeze the fingers. Now make a touch of left flexion. Don't worry that her head is nodding right now. She'll figure it out. Just squeeze the left fingers and ask for a little bit left flexion. Then push her left shoulder to the right again. Push her left. Good. Now sit on the right. Push her butt to the left. Keeping her shoulders parallel. So you have a very straight place to sit. Super, super. Don't let her, if she pulls down in that moment, very lightly touch her on the croup and say, honey, that's not the right answer. Okay, so you go out. Good. Hands staying down, go down the long side. And if the canter feels good and uphill, which it should do, let her go a little bit lengthening here. And then as you get to K, you keep the reins pressing, touch her with your heels. Don't throw everything away now. Just drop your right seat down, use your low core, keep the hands pressing forwards. That's okay, do it again. Nice recovery, get your left leg forwards. Feel that you're really riding up to the bridle. So all this is telling you, what's this telling you right now? Well, that she's tired, that could certainly be something. It goes hand in hand with she's hoping you're going to help her, yeah? So don't help her. Just tell her, honey, we're going to do a nice uphill medium canter here. Touch her with your left leg. Let her go uphill. Yes. Now as you're coming back, your inside leg is stable. Your outside calf is on. Your hands do nothing. Your stomach keeps cantering. Beautiful, Leslie. So you have to help her a little bit. This is super in the canter. When you're ready, you make another transition, and then we decide if you're going to do more or if we call it a day. I mean, it's crazy weather. Right hip down, right hip down, right hip down. Good. I'll take it. I'll take the next stayed really good, and you just didn't quite commit to it. But a little bit, yeah. But I'll take that. Yeah, I think it's a good ride. It's a really good ride. Excellent. Cool. We can switch off then. Well, I can.